On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, Black Clover, episode 143, The Tilted Scale. Now, I know, it's pretty late into the day, but what are you gonna do? Even a king needs cash. But knowing I'm coming home and being greeted by a new Black Clover episode in one of the more ethically and morally genuine arcs we've had so far, which just so happens to be anime original, work becomes a piece of cake. Although it has just started, I love the direction this new arc is heading. In one fell swoop, Black Clover was able to inject a sense of realism, expand upon its world building by introducing deep and complex characters, and unlike most action-oriented anime, has finally given a face to the so-called collateral damage. With battles that can upheave entire countries and scar the face of the planet, there has to be a plethora of nameless casualties, but Black Clover is taking this opportunity to shine a light on them. And so far, I am loving it. With the nobility and royals focusing on the capital, the common and forsaken realm are left to fend for themselves, as we see once peaceful peasants turn to bandits, while others form vigilante factions intent on policing and seeking out justice, or in this case, revenge. I have immensely high hopes for this arc to give us a more realistic look into what happens when a country lets down its citizens, but even if their anger is righteous, is pointed towards the wrong person. This false narrative concocted by the upper echelon of the Clover Kingdom has the devil banishers targeting not only the innocent, but dare I say it, the individual responsible for ending the elf incursion. Using surprise tactics and underhanded tricks, they were not only able to capture Marie as well as Sekre, but incapacitate Asta. And it looks like this is where we're gonna pick up today's episode. Like I said, I am overly excited with this arc. I'm expecting we're gonna see a lot more guerrilla tactics eventually coming from devil banishers as they take on the overpowered magic knights, but I'm more interested in seeing the reaction of others once the news travels around that there is a vigilante group undermining the foundation of the Clover Kingdom, aka the Magic Knights. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. Yeah, I still want to know what the hell he said to her. Judging by the look on her face, it's something pretty fucked up. Yeah, but by taking Marie, you're pissing off Gauche, and that's someone's bad side you don't want to be on. For you will feel the wrath of the ultimate Siscon. Yes, and you guys did tell me she undid the cuff that was put on him during the trial. Slapped that wand out of her hand like, get that shit out of my face. I mean, they're technically not wrong. There is a devil living inside Asta, or at least the grimoire? Well, at least it looks like this fucker isn't afraid to get his hands a little dirty. Haha, Marks. Look at the way Yami is treating the attendant of fucking the Wizard King, like, get to it, mushroom head. That literally is exactly it. Well, the way that Kabwe was looking so menacingly, I don't think this is just your typical sleeping potion. Oh, maybe it's the Sleeping Beauty potion and he needs a kiss from his prince or princess in this case to wake up? Get to smooching, Noelle. Yeah, I figured they'd look into his unconscious memories. That's what I mean by them using guerrilla tactics. Obviously, they can't fight you one-on-one. You're fucking royalty. You got them noble bloods. They gotta use any dirty tricks or underhanded things they can do. But like you see here, it tends to piss off the fucking, they pissed off the Yami. Oh, I fucking knew it. As soon as they said scale, you know they're going after fucking Kira. Now you guys told me he is the smartest, right? Like this is a pretty big brain move. To the fucking rescue once again, the Yami. I mean, he does have a point. Your magic literally is scale, so. Oh, be something saucy. Very naughty. Ah, Yami's catching on already. What, now fucking no Zell shows up? No fucking way. Did Sekre take that knowing they'd actually track it? Ah, maybe she's vying for this smartest of the Black Bulls now. Yeah, that's a poor choice of words there, Gordon. Right sentiment, wrong execution. Wow, still ravaged from the effects. Their signal's getting jammed. Don't be mean to him just because you're going through some shit. Don't look suspicious. If you take off now, they're gonna know something's fucked up. And then you end the fucking episode? Fuck you. At least tell me we're gonna get a petite Clover today or something. Finally, much needed brevity. About fucking time. those who wish for the devil's demise. So basically today's episode was them trying to figure out what the fuck transpired, because anyone involved in this incident was either incapacitated or kidnapped or just didn't fucking know anything. And I absolutely love once again seeing the team up between Owen and Marks, and it makes sense. Asta is down for the count. At first you assume he's a poison, but even in the recap they say no, he's just asleep, and it turns out it's a pretty potent sleep potion. Taking this opportunity, he uses his magic, figure out what the fuck's going up, just saying, you know what, eventually he'll wake up. But to bring Marks in, knowing he has the ability to basically show their memories, we get a first-hand account of what actually transpired, and something that literally I forgot happened during the trial, which is actually a very serious moment in the series, was the handcuffs. Now, Sekre really is gunning for that #1 spot when it comes to being the smartest Black Bull. I mean, in a scenario of fight or flight, obviously she was the first. I mean, taking that opportunity in a split second after choking on this poison sleep potion, she is able to use her magic to undo the handcuffs, and then we find later on actually utilize them as a tracking device to show her whereabouts or her known location. Like, that's pretty fucking intelligent. With everything going on around her, that's pretty fucking badass too. I also absolutely love the fact that they focused on Yami being so distressed about what's going on. Not only did he take down one member, but also captured one. Like, this goes to show you that this is more than just a squad to him. This is his family, and when you fuck with one of them, you fuck with all of us, and you don't want to get on the Yami's bad side. Another person who you don't want to get on his bad side is obviously Ghost. Now, they're playing up the Siscon part pretty fucking hard. It really does go pretty cringy in today's episode. Yes, and yes, it hasn't hit creep factor 10, but still, ripping Gordon a new asshole for probably was one of the sweetest lines in the series so far. Like, my best friend's little sister is basically my little sister. I'll help you no matter what. Like, dude, that is a sweet thing to say. Obviously not to Gordon. What the fuck? She's mine. But I absolutely love the fact that him going against Damnatio mano a mano, basically Finroll's just the wheels, as everyone likes to say multiple times, like, that's pretty fucking ballsy. We've seen this dude is legit OP. I mean, you've seen his magic first fucking hand, but to have him come back and like, no, I've seen your magic once, so that shit's not gonna work on me anymore. Making his real double, like, but then Kira unleashing that just fucking immense power, like, like, what happens if this dude really put in the effort? Like, are we gonna see some kind of badass? Like, it's seemingly like he's one of the last lines of defense when it comes to the Clover capital, especially when it comes to, the royalty, the king, the upper echelon, the nobility. Like, he seems to be their, their guardian, their enforcer. But if push comes to shove and he has to join the fray, it really makes you wonder what kind of damage this guy can do. But lo and behold, once again, thanks to Marks coming MVP, the memory, magic he uses. Yami making the connection like, hey, that little red-haired fuck's not here. You figured he, your right-hand man would show up when we created all this ruckus, but interesting. Yeah, man. Making that connection is a huge jump. And then Nozel coming out of nowhere, super sweet. He's only there to protect his sis. And seeing the fruits of Sekre's labor, like, holy fucking shit. Like, this is super big brain. They're actually able to suss out the location and get at least to that village. But remember, everyone was basically in disguise, so now they have to go in there and try to figure out who's actually, normal and who's a devil banisher, and where are the hostages, where are the kidnappees, like, where are Marie and Sekre being held. There's a very delicate situation unfolding. The angst of the people, the ones that were hit hard and then just forgotten, are coming to light, and they're not necessarily bad or morally wrong, but there's real no justification for their action. It's not justice, it's revenge, plain and simple. And what makes matters worse is all their information is based on this false narrative that Marie, that Asta, that Sekre are the ones responsible for all their pain and frustration. Like I said in the intro, this is more of a battle shonen. They've proved that throughout the entirety of the first saga. But I think this is one of the situations, and because this arc is so different, especially in its atmosphere and its motion and its realism, they can take the opportunity to to take a different path. We don't need to end this giant thing with a fight. Noelle even points it out, like their magic is weak. If it came to a one-on-one battle or even a 1-on-10 battle, especially going against the likes of the Magic Knight captains, they don't stand a chance. I think this has to come down to some kind of conveyance of emotions or truths in this point. Like we got to let them know the truth, because remember, they are citizens of the Clover Kingdom. They are our people. I mean, we are their people. I mean, us as in the Clover, you know what I'm talking about. But I just don't know how or even if they can get that message through, like, hey, we're not your enemies. We're the ones that are fighting against the devils. Like this motherfucker right here that you put to sleep, like he's the #1 sweet boy, yet killed the motherfucking word devil. Like he's not your fucking enemy. No one's your fucking enemy. Yes, you have been wronged, but what you're doing is not gonna make anything better. And last but not least, the #1 thing that is still driving me fucking crazy is what the hell did Dazzo's husband say to her that shocked her? They did the fucking recap and it's like they focused on that incident, like you see her eyes, what did he say? We know this was an abusive relationship, so in this last moment of life, seeing his inevitable end, did he kind of just said fuck it and say something nice, or did he go down swinging and say something completely fucked up? Either way, I could see her being shocked, but I don't know. I'm fucking hooked on that little aspect alone. Like the whole story itself is so far pretty fucking good. Having today's episode obviously less action packed and more about the actual investigative process, like that's good. Taking that path is actually building the anticipation for the either narrative or the physical climax of this arc. Like either way, whether we get a battle or it just comes down to conveying one thoughts and ideals and truth, my anticipation now is higher than last week's episode. Like they're really taking this moment to build this arc up, especially given the fact that anime don't typically focus on non-main characters. Like these are just simple place markers. They're there to fill the background when the action is going on, but no, Black Clover's taking this opportunity to breathe life to this ever evolving and deepening world that is, you know, the Clover universe. Like I fucking love it. I'm excited. Like I said, I want to see this arc end amicably, but seeing how these people have been so wronged and are being led by a false narrative, and seeing how this is a action shonen, like I don't know. I'm really pulling for the studio. I think being backed by Tabata and taking this opportunity to create their own little arc, like them picking the NPCs to actually focus on, I fucking love that. So if they're taking that route, maybe they will end it with a let's talk this out rather than throwing bows. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Guys, let me know what you think. How do you want this mini arc to end? Do you want them to duke it out, or do you want them to sing Kumbaya? Like, do you want them just to go their separate ways? Like, what do you exactly want out of this arc? We already know that this is a very different arc from what we've seen so far, but how would you want them to wrap this story up? Anyways, with all that being said, and more Black Clover next week, and hopefully, you know, at an earlier time, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.